In the meantime, I have a news story from Virginia where a gay boy was the prom queen. How is that to be explained? I will explain it. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Dennis Prager, and I very rarely say this, but alone on this issue, I have for decades written and argued that the fundamental battle with regard to what is known as gay rights is not about gays. Many gays believe it is, and that it's completely understandable. But the ultimate battle is a left-right battle, not a gay-straight battle. And that ultimate left-right battle is a cultural battle. And it is about whether or not there is a significance to the term male and a significance to the term female. The cultural left, most of whom are heterosexuals. The cultural left, the people who teach gender studies, for example, at a university, and the gay activists are at war with the terms male and female. They want them ultimately obliterated and for us to all be people. The reason that I'm opposed to same-sex marriage is that it is part of the battle to obliterate the distinction between the sexes. It doesn't matter which sex you marry. It doesn't matter which sex you marry. Because sex doesn't matter. Marry a male, marry a female, big deal. It's nothing. It means nothing. Because male and female don't mean anything. And my proof has been for years that it is GLBT. What does transgendered have to do with gay, lesbian, and bisexual? Nothing. Nothing. But the fact that it is included is more than a human rights issue. To many people, it is just consciously human rights. See, I don't demean and I don't demonize the intent of my opponents. Completely unlike the left, which calls us haters routinely. There is not one element of hate here. There is a clarifying explanation, and I have for you another proof of my argument. Gay student crowned prom queen at Virginia High School. Becoming prom queen at Blacksburg High got harder this year. Young women aspiring to wear the tiara don't just have to worry about the other girls anymore. Guys can become prom queen at the high school now, too. The proof: senior student Jake Boyer took the title this year. This prom queen thing sort of became a manifestation of, all right, this is who I am, Boyer told WDBJ News. It's time to show it off. Boyer came out as gay publicly during the school year. Encouraged by his friends, he entered into the running for queen of the Blacksburg prom this spring. The night of the dance, Boyer showed up wearing a green Lady Gaga-inspired outfit. He called his run for prom queen a social experiment gone right. More than anything, this experiment just gave me hope for the future, he told WDBJ, like, oh my gosh, this little town in the middle of Virginia is able to be this open. Well, the same teachers teach in Blacksburg as teach in New York City. People who have been influenced by teachers' institutions, by getting their degree in education, they have gone to left-wing seminaries. So it doesn't matter where they teach. Now, let me understand something, and I would love gay callers to call in. I am told by gay activists that there is no difference between a gay man and a straight man. They're both men. One simply has an erotic attraction that is solely to female, and one has one that is solely to male. I'm not talking about bisexuals now. But otherwise, there is no difference. Then how on God's earth can a gay male be a prom queen? Can a straight male be prom queen? And if so, doesn't that end the distinction between the sexes, since queen has always and is defined as a female? Is this the smoking gun of what gay activists really want, the end of sexual distinction? Hi, everybody. You're listening to the Dennis Prager Show. This is one example of an issue that very few Americans understand the significance of. It's really the only issue, in my opinion. You know, when you do talk radio for 29 years, as I will have in August, you obviously pick up signals. And when I explain what George Gilder used, who is one of the prophetic voices, another term I use rarely about anybody, he turned out to be so right on these matters. In books that changed my life when I was in my early 20s, Sexual Suicide and what was his word? Oh, about men, you know. Sexual Suicide, and he had another book about men. They've been combined into one book published by Pelican Press. Anyway, sexual suicide is what we are committing in our society. The electing of a boy to be prom queen, of course, it does two things that nobody can talk about. I want to play for you the local TV station in Blacksburg, Virginia, the way it reported it. Give you an idea of how impossible it is to hear dissenting voices in America almost anywhere. Naked Nomads. That's right. That's correct. Naked Nomads was the other one. Sexual Suicide and Naked Nomads. And you will see it's like nothing. Oh, we'll have a boy be the queen. But what does his being gay have to do with being a queen? If I were a gay man, I would actually be angry at this boy, because he is purveying the very notion that gay men are not masculine, that gay men are not really men, that gay men are really women. Would they have ever elected a heterosexual boy to be queen? And next year, will they have a lesbian be king? This is now how this is reported. If you I guess you can't get more middle America than Blacksburg, Virginia. This is how the local TV station reported it.
Some Blacksburg High School students had a different choice for prom queen this year. They chose a guy as prom queen. News 7's Holly Petrozak spoke with him today about the new title.
She loves doggy kisses.
Jake Boyer was senior class secretary, a choir member, editor of his school's literary magazine. Now add title of prom queen for the teen.
This was sort of as much of a social experiment as it was a fun thing to do.
He's a well-known and outgoing student at Blacksburg High School who had a big announcement this past school year.
I came out of the closet this year, and I already knew our school was incredibly open about it.
He kept it secret for a year. His friends and family were immediately accepting. So it wasn't a big surprise when friends urged him to run for high school prom queen. He was like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with that? And Boyer
well, I'll
was
tell
proud.
you what, well, you see, that's his girl. That's a girlfriend, and obviously not his girlfriend. What is wrong with that is that he's a male. That's what's wrong with it. And among other things, it deprives every female of the possibility of being the prom queen. Is that not obvious? See, what's wrong with that was a rhetorical question to this fellow student. The brainwash at Blacksburg High is thorough. The brainwash of the media is thorough. In this entire report, what is it, WTVR? In this entire news report, there isn't a hint of dissent. Or even to ask him, but you're a boy, Why would a boy be the queen? I don't even know what he would answer. He would have to answer, but it doesn't matter. That's a part of me too. And that is my point to you, my dear listener. The issue is not gay rights. The issue is the obliteration of sexual distinction. Most gay rights activists don't know this. Well, no, most gay rights activists know it. Most gay people don't know it, because most gay people are not activists. That's true about any group. The activists know what they're doing. They are, having co-ed bathrooms as often as possible, putting on college applications under gender, M, F, and O, male, female, and other. There is an attempt to obliterate the distinction between male and female. Same-sex marriage is portrayed, and understandably so, as gay rights. It, too, obliterates sexual difference. Doesn't matter if you marry a male. Doesn't matter if you marry a female. Marriage is the issue, not gender. Gender is not an issue. Boy wants to be queen, he's queen. Girl wants to be king, presumably, she'll be king. Blacksburg, Virginia. This is the way it's reported. My friends, this is dynamite. This is dynamite. Let's go to Jason in Los Angeles. Jason, thank you for calling. This is Dennis Prager.
Hey, Dennis. I'm a huge fan of you, and I'm so glad you're talking about this subject. I'm a 38-year-old gay man out of West Hollywood, California. I just want to clarify the queen concept. You know, I think when he was running for a prom queen, it's not in the literal sense that you're wanting to be a female, but more in a symbolic sense that in the gay community, if you're a queen, you're proud of being gay. You own that title. Similarly, if you're a straight man, you were calling yourself a bull, you'd be tough and whatever. You're not necessarily wanting to be an animal. I do want to point out though that the gay activist group is a very minor part of the gay community in gay society. Yet they speak for us. I agree with you 100%. I don't believe that transgender should be part of gay, lesbian, all lumped in together. It's very, very different. I do not identify with. I don't think it serves us right to have them.
That's right. Listen, I want to comment on what you said, and I want people to hear it. Stay tuned. Back in a moment. Hi, you're listening to the Dennis Prager Show. Just reading up on the latest of Congressman Anthony Weiner. Normally I don't talk about these things, but his treatment of the questions posed to him has made me highly suspicious that he should go the way, perhaps, of a Republican congressman. Remember the Republican congressman in a conservative district that went Democrat? It was because he had put up a picture of himself in underwear, and what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. What's good for Republicans should be good for Democrats.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Thank you. The last caller on the sexual suicide being engendered in our society, that in Blacksburg, Virginia, you have no dissent recorded to a boy being elected prom queen. And I understood my last caller, who was gay and says agrees with me on everything. By the way, that is not atypical at all. I have a tremendous gay following. First of all, they know my honesty. Secondly, they know that there is not a shred of antipathy to a gay human being. But I am worried, and gays should be worried, about what we are doing to obliterate sexual distinction. Male is male, female is female. Yesterday,